Hey guys, what's up? I'm Danielle and this is Packing for Patagonia. I just got back after hiking the W circuit and it was amazing. So I'm super pumped you guys are going and hopefully this video helps you out packing. The first thing you're going to need is a backpack. I got a 40-liter Kelty and I thought it was great. You want a backpack with waist straps and chest straps. And you want to make sure it's very comfortable because you're going to be wearing that for a long time. So get a good backpack. Something else you're going to need is a rain cover, which is something that I wish I had, a rain cover for the backpack. I just kind of used my poncho and put it over me and the backpack and was walking like this and I looked ridiculous and probably should have just splurged on the $15 backpack rain cover so that my stuff didn't get wet. So get the rain cover. Also, you're going to need some rain gear for yourself, pants and jacket. I recommend getting something a size a little bit bigger so that you can just throw it over the clothes you're already wearing because the weather in Patagonia changes very quickly, so you want to be ready at all times to just throw your stuff on and keep trekking. Something else you're going to need is a water bottle. You really only need one. There are a lot of streams and rivers and creeks to constantly fill up your water bottle, and the water is safe to drink. Well, as of right now, 2016, in case this video is out for 10 years, I don't know. And I recommend the Life Straw because it has a filter in it. You don't need a filter, but I liked having it just in case, and when I visited other cities like Valparaiso or Santiago, I could just drink out of the tap and not even worry about it. So one water bottle, you should be good. Something else you're going to need is sunscreen for sure, sunglasses, sun hat of some kind, a warmer hat, a wool hat for your ears, and also I had a warm scarf that pulled over my head and pulled tight for when it was windy, and a buff, which is another kind of neck scarf or a head scarf too, and an ear warmer, which I thought was great. Something else you're going to need for sure is gloves. I had a thicker set of gloves, like ski gloves that were waterproof, but then I also had liners. I was prepared in case I needed to double up, but also if it was just windy but my hands were cold, it was nice to just have the liners. One of the most important things you're going to need are your hiking boots. It's very important to have hiking boots with ankle support, and the most important thing is break them in before you come to Patagonia. I thought 2 weeks was enough to break them in, but towards the end of my trek I started getting blisters. So make sure you break your shoes in, which reminds me, make sure you bring Bandaids, gauze, maybe a little first aid kit of some kind in case you get blisters or in case you get some kind of cuts. It's good to have. I will say though, if you forget anything and you're nervous, there's always going to be people around, and everyone's very friendly and willing to help. So don't be worried or in distress if you're like, oh my gosh, I forgot something. It'll be great. Next up, you're going to need, so for your shoes, you're going to need your hiking boots and you're going to need one other pair of shoes. Now, this would be my advice after hiking in Patagonia, is I brought flip-flops and I brought tennis shoes. Flip-flops for the shower is what I thought. And after hiking, I wish I had brought Crocs. I know they're so ugly. I know they're so hideous. I'm very aware they're very unfashionable. But I think that probably would have been the best choice because they're waterproof, they're light, you can wear them in the shower, and they're closed-toed. So if I could bring 2 pairs of shoes, hiking boots and Crocs, or hiking boots and you need one other pair, because after you've been hiking for that long, your feet are going to not want to be in the hiking boots. So hopefully that helps you. And something else you're going to need are your base layers. I brought 2 pairs of base layers. I brought a heavier base layer and a lighter base layer, and one outer layer, which was waterproof, and had these zip-off shorts, which I thought were great because, like I said, the weather changes very quickly. It can be very hot, and then you're hiking up a mountain and it's very cold. So it was good to be able to zip off or get some ventilation in there. Also, you're going to need, I brought 3 pairs of shirts. I brought 2 tank tops and a t-shirt and an extra pair of light shorts. Which surprisingly, I wore shorts more than I thought. It was pretty warm. It is summer down there. But they do say be prepared for all seasons. And I think I was. I think this video will help you be prepared to bring all that. Something else you're going to need is a warm fleece. I had a warm fleece and then a down jacket, which I think is very important. Your down jacket's important. You want it to be light, water resistant, and ideally wind resistant. And something that just is very light and can ball up to be very small. I liked this one a lot because it went into a little sack, and then this was my pillow every night. So make sure you have a good down jacket. Something else you're going to need is a towel. You want to get a towel from the outdoor store that helps you camping and will dry very quickly, so you're not carrying that extra weight. Also socks. I brought 4 pairs of socks. I brought a wool, like a thicker wool sock, a thin wool sock, and then 2 lighter socks, which I thought was good. So 4 socks, underwear for every day, sports bras, and a swimsuit. And something I highly recommend is I would put stuff in Ziplock bags and label it, because when you're in the tent and it's dark and I'm looking for something, it was just easier to find in each of the bags. And not only that, it also was water resistant and helped compact stuff down. So I highly recommend putting your stuff, maybe labeling if you want, I think you should, in your Ziplock bags. Also, you need toiletries, my toiletries bag. And I had shampoo, conditioner in one, soap, toothpaste, toothbrush, Tums, just in case your tummy's a little upset from the food, the Chilean food, sunscreen, extra hair ties, toiletries bag. Also, something you're going to need is a headlamp. You need it at night, need it in the tent. Headlamp is good. You could also use your phone flashlight. Which reminds me, you're going to need to bring a charger, the adapter that is adequate with the Chilean outlet, and I put it in a waterproof Ziploc bag. Each campsite has outlets, but there aren't very many, and everyone's kind of around the outlets trying to get the charge, and it's good to have an extra one just in case, so that you can have your phone all charged up for music, which I thought was good to bring headphones, so you could be hiking and hike to your inspirational music or hike to your high intensity music. Also, you need the camera. So I use my phone to take all my photos, but maybe you have a nice camera, so don't forget your camera. Let's see. Also, you need hand warmers. If you don't get cold very often, I would only bring a couple, but if you're like me, I get cold very, very easily. So I brought a lot of hand warmers, and I use them almost every night, but I do get cold all the time. So hand warmers, just throw them in your sleeping bag and you're good to go. And also something that I brought that you might not need is PJs. I brought warm fleece PJs just because I didn't want to be cold at night. I wanted to make sure I slept through the night. It's important to get a good night's rest for your big hike. And the fleece kept me very warm. You might not need it if you don't get cold, but I was glad I brought it. Also because after you've hiked and then you've showered, I wanted to be in clean PJs. But that might not bother you at all. You might be like, I'm totally fine sleeping in my base layers or going rogue and just going nude. I don't know. To each his own. You do your thing. This was mine though. The very fleecy, warm PJs. Also, you're going to need, if you have any kind of pain at all, if you have back problems, knee problems, ankle problems, I highly, highly recommend you bring a brace of some kind for it, because when you're hiking for that long on that kind of different terrain up and down, your joints will start to ache. So I brought a back brace, and I'm really glad I brought it, because of carrying that backpack, I would put this on and I would have no back pain. So I highly recommend back brace. Also, maybe a couple leave just in case you are sore. Also, you're going to need a light little day pack. I loved this day pack because it folded up very, very small, and could carry my lunch, my water, and sunscreen when we would do those day hikes. So make sure you have a day pack. Let's see, also you need a journal. I highly recommend a journal. This one is very cheesy. It says, "The journey of 1,000 miles begins with a single step." And there are the mountains of Patagonia. It was very corny. I'm very, very aware. And but it's good to have so you can write all about your trip, your time, the people you've met, what you saw, people's contact information, just what you were thinking, feeling, reflect, write some poems, I don't know. And get the journal so that when you come back home, you can look back and remember the amazing time you had. I would also bring some snacks if you can. Each campsite does sell snacks, so you don't have to worry about that, but I did bring a couple, nuts and bars, and I thought it was good to have. Also, you're going to need your map. The trails are very, very clearly marked, but it is good to have just in case. Either have it on you or take a picture with your phone. And last but not least, and I'm very embarrassed to say this, but my big piece of advice for you to buy is a selfie stick. I know, it's cheesy, it's corny, I know, I'm very aware. I was very, very resistant to bringing one, and I bought it and I brought it, and I'm so glad because there's just so much beauty out there, so many beautiful mountains and rivers and streams and just panoramic views. And then if you want to be in it, there's not always going to be someone there to take the photo of you like in front of a gorgeous mountain. So, selfie stick, that's right. So I would do it. Just give in, just buy it, do it. You might not use it, but then you can use it to ward off animals just in case. Which really there were no animals or predators out there, so you don't really need to worry about that. Maybe just like mountain men, just in case you're a girl, you can use your selfie stick. So, alright, here we are. That's everything I packed for Patagonia. If you have any questions at all, let me know. I'll try to get back to you. And hopefully this video was very helpful. Have a blast. You're going to have the most amazing time ever. It's going to be gorgeous and fun, and I'm so excited for you. Have a blast.